Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on a super simple but proven system that top earners use. And the best part? Absolutely anyone can use it, no matter how big or small your paycheck is. You know, this quote really hits the nail on the head. After working with a lot of high net worth clients over the years, one thing became crystal clear. Financial success isn't really about having a massive salary. It's about having a smart playbook for your money. And today, I'm giving you that playbook.
And here it is. It's called the 15-65-20 system. It's a simple three-part rule that puts you in complete control of your finances. Now, don't let the simplicity fool you, because this framework is incredibly powerful. So let's break down exactly how it works, starting with what I think is the most important piece of the puzzle.
All right, first up, 15% of every single dollar that comes in goes directly to your future self. This part, it's non-negotiable. This is how you build real, long-term security and wealth. And you're going to do this for two very specific, very important reasons.
So, this 15% has two big jobs. First, it's there to build your peace of mind by creating an emergency fund. And second, it's there to make your money start working for you through investing. Let's tackle that peace of mind part first.
We've all been there, right? The car makes a weird noise, or you get a medical bill you weren't expecting. Life just happens. An emergency fund means those surprises are just annoying inconveniences, not total catastrophes that force you into debt. Think of it as your financial shock absorber.
So how do you even start? The key is to start small. Your very first goal is just 1 month of your essential expenses. And I want to stress that word, essential. We're not talking about your Netflix subscription or dinners out. This is just the must-pays: rent, food, utilities. Once you hit that first goal, then you can slowly build it up to a much safer 3 to 6 month cushion. Okay, so once your emergency fund is building up, that same 15% also starts to fuel the second pillar, putting your money to work. And to do that, you need to harness what is, without a doubt, the most powerful force in the entire world of finance, a force that can literally grow your wealth while you sleep. To see what I mean, let me tell you a quick story about two people, Janet and Mike. Janet invests a one-time lump sum of $10,000 when she's 30. Mike, on the other hand, waits until he's 40, but he invests more money overall, $2,000 every single year for 10 years. So he invests $20,000 total, double what Janet put in. Now, if they both get the same 6% return, who do you think has more money when they're 50?
You might be surprised by this. Janet wins, and it's not even close. Even though Mike invested twice as much cash, Janet's money had a 10-year head start. That extra decade of growth, of her returns earning their own returns, was the secret weapon. That, my friends, is the absolute magic of compound interest. Hey, don't just take my word for it. Albert Einstein himself supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. It's like a tiny snowball rolling down a very long hill. It starts small, but it picks up more snow, getting bigger and faster all on its own. In investing, time is your most valuable asset. Okay, I'm sold, you're probably thinking. How do I start? Well, it's way simpler than it sounds. First, if your job offers any kind of retirement match, you take every single penny of it. It is literally free money. Second, use accounts that give you a tax break, like an ISA in the UK or a Roth IRA in the US. This lets your money grow without the tax man taking a cut. And finally, just keep it simple. You don't need to be a stock-picking genius. Low-fee funds that track the whole market are a fantastic way to go.
So we've got your future self taken care of. Now let's talk about the here and now, the biggest slice of your financial pie. This is the 65% that's meant to cover your essential living expenses. And honestly, this is often the trickiest part to get right.
This big chunk is for the must-haves, right? Your rent or mortgage, your groceries, utilities, getting around, all the stuff that keeps your life running day to day. The whole game here is to keep these costs capped at 65% of your income, and that's to protect you from a very, very common money trap.
And that trap is called lifestyle inflation. Oh man, we all know this feeling. You get a raise at work, and almost overnight, your car feels a little too old, or your apartment suddenly seems a bit too small. Our expenses have this sneaky habit of rising to meet our income unless we actively stop them. This 65% rule is your shield. So where do you focus your energy? Well, the data is pretty clear. For most of us, the two biggest money pits are housing and transportation. These are the big rocks in your budget. If you can get these right, you pretty much win the game. Could you negotiate your rent, refinance your mortgage? For your car, think about the total cost, not just the monthly payment, but insurance, gas, repairs. Little changes to these big items make a massive difference.
So let me ask you a question, and be honest with yourself. Do you actually know where all your money is going each month? Because the very first step to getting control is just knowing the facts. You can use an app, a spreadsheet, I don't care what you use. Just track it. You can't manage what you don't measure. Once you see the numbers, you can start making smart choices to get inside that 65% target.
All right, we've handled the serious stuff. Now for my favorite part, the fun part. This final 20% isn't just whatever's left over at the end of the month. No way. This is a planned, strategic part of your budget for guilt-free spending. And believe me, it is absolutely essential to making this whole thing work.
I love this analogy because it's so true. A super strict, no fun allowed budget is doomed to fail for the exact same reason a crazy strict diet fails. You might stick to it for a little while, but eventually you'll get frustrated and fed up, and then you'll binge. This 20%? It's your financial cheat meal, and it's built right into the plan.
So you really have to reframe how you think about this money. It is not an expense. It's an investment in your own sanity and motivation. Using this money on a great dinner, a weekend away, or a hobby you love is what keeps you energized about your financial goals. It prevents that burnout that makes so many people just give up.
So, let's put all the pieces together. You've got 15% for your future, 65% for your essentials, and 20% for your life. That's it. That's the whole blueprint. So let's just recap it one last time. 15% is for future you, building that emergency fund and investing for the long haul. 65% is for today you, covering your needs while you keep a close eye on those big costs. And that final 20%? That's your guilt-free fund to enjoy life and make sure you actually stick with the plan. It's the perfect balance of security, stability, and satisfaction.
Look, this system isn't complicated, but it is incredibly effective. It puts you firmly back in the driver's seat of your financial life. You have the blueprint. The only question left is, what's your first move going to be?